All right, so hi everyone again. Thanks for joining us. We have invited you today to present new functionality of Ivideon Cloud Platform. So for the last 3 months, we've done quite a few software releases, as some of you are already aware of. Some partners already tested Ivideon updates and provided us with positive feedback. So today we will demonstrate what are the latest updates in Ivideon Cloud, how to work with new functionality, what project to use them in, and at the end of the session, we will give a quick sneak peek of Ivideon roadmap for this year. So you'll be the first to know about what developments and functionality will be released until the end of 2021. In order to have this in mind when you're planning your future projects. So who's running a webinar today? My name is Vera, and I'm a business development manager. Here is Vic, VP for business development. He's in
Hi
the
all.
chat. Hello, Vic. So we are normally interacting with distributors, system integrators, installers, discussing business opportunities, implementing projects, informing partners about Ivideon products and developments, arranging sales, technical training, certifications, or provide you with project support. Also here is Roman. He's a technical expert, pre-sale engineer. He's always ready to help you with technical quotations, with proof of concepts, with demonstrations, and just arranging test system. So feel free to ask the questions as well. We always ready to answer all your questions, so don't hesitate to write any messages in the Q&A box and write in our chat. So as usual, to make our presentation even more special for you, all participants are automatically entered into a prize draw, which will take place at the end of today's session. So please stay with us till the end to get a chance of winning a special prize, which is the Ivideon Bridge. Two of you today will get the bridges so that you will be able to easily transform any video surveillance system to the cloud. The webinar is being recorded. The link to access the recording will be sent to all registered users shortly after the presentation. Also, each attendee will receive the certificate of participation after this session to confirm that you are informed about new Ivideon cloud functionality, its capabilities, and you are ready to use this in the projects. For those who's just starting the journey with Ivideon, I will briefly remind you that we are headquartered in the US and have a few offices in Europe. We've been working on the market for more than 11 years, and there are 5 million clients around the globe using Ivideon service. The biggest project we are proud of is with more than 50K cameras with one of the largest telecom operators in the world, and our data centers are located in the US, Europe, and all around the world. Ivideon Cloud is fully GDPR compliant platform, and all the data is end-to-end encrypted with TLS protocol on the tier 3 level. That includes all the live video streams, storage, and data transfer. We do work with all industries, help partners to create IoT and smart building systems. There are projects from such vertical as retail, educational institutions, residential houses, hotels and restaurants, shopping malls, property management, warehouses, gas refilling stations, oil processing factories, and much more. And some of our corporate clients use Ivideon private cloud solution that offers a completely isolated cloud platform, a miniature Ivideon, so to say, hosted at designated data centers. All right, let's move on these slides. Ivideon latest version has gone through rebranding and also has new improvements and developments that are suitable for large enterprise projects as well as for small and medium ones. We will dive deep into the novelties such as new analytics dashboards and Ivideon People module that work on neural networks, new billing widgets and software licensing, integration with Google Maps, new player for web, Android and iOS app updates. Improvements are also related to Ivideon Server app and desktop client, 2FA, virtual cameras, H.265, codec support, and many others. Let's begin with video analytics. So Ivideon Faces, fully cloud-based face recognition and detection service that works with any camera connected to the cloud. Face recognition module became smarter and more accurate as a result of implementing of a new version of Face SDK that by default is using more accurate algorithms, increasing the accuracy of evaluation of source frames that are sent to the cloud for face recognition, implementing algorithms that make it much harder to replace a live face with a picture in the projects where face recognition is used for access control. Now we are moving on to new interfaces and reports of Ivideon Analytics. We have launched the Analytical dashboard in order to demonstrate the system's capabilities in much more informative way. It allows users to quickly grasp the main indicators of your video analytics and assess their dynamics. Roman, please show these reports on the platform.
I'll be happy to. So this is the screen. This is our all new facial analytics dashboard. And what it allows you to do is it lets you get all of the major data points regarding your visitors, if you're in business such as hospitality or anything like that, where you're oriented towards customers in that way. You can take a quick look at how many visitors you're getting, how many of them are new, how much time are they spending, what's the gender, what's the age. We have these ring charts here, as well as these graphs where you can see the specific data points on each of the days within the last 7-day period. So that is it for this part. Back to you, Vera.
Okay, as you can see, the business owners can now have a very useful tool to analyze the key business metrics together with visitors statistics. Okay, now let's check another updated module. Which is previously was called queues. So the queues module that allows business owners to get the valuable queue statistics has been upgraded to a whole new level. It's now called People. Previously, the module could only track and report the excess of a set number of people in a selected zone. In other words, warning about the queue formation. Now, however, the module is capable of reaching not only the queues, but also to the absence, presence, or insufficient number of people in a selected zone. This is opening a whole new range of scenarios. For example, being notified about people's absence in the room where there should be people. Now the module can be used for queue monitoring, visitor traffic analysis, management of hazardous areas, or tracking employee workplace attendance. Back to Roman to learn more about this functionality.
Sure. This is the Ivideon People tab within our Cloud VMS. As some of you may recall, this used to be called Ivideon Queues, but we have expanded the functionality, and so we changed the name appropriately. Now, this information that you're seeing right here used to be represented with graphs. We have replaced those with much more visual events. So this gives you the data on which areas are triggered. Here we have two different ones, this red one at the bottom and this green one to the right. And we are able to see the duration of the event. So this has happened for 13 days. Specifically, what has happened is no people in the area 2, the one on the wall, which is reasonable. Now, if we go to the settings, here is how you add a new area. You just click here and then you drag it around, you add points, you remove points, do whatever you like. And then you can configure the rules. So what this module used to have is just the rules for amount of people exceeding a certain value. Now we have actually 4 different rules. So for no people at all being present, useful for places such as construction sites where people should be present at all times. And inverse of that, which is anyone present at all. We also have there being less people than a certain value or more people than a certain value. So all four options are available, and then you can set up the specific number of people and how much time does it have to pass before the system actually sends you an alarm, so that you don't get bombarded constantly with false alarms. And that is it for this part.
Okay, great. So I should mention that we have a great love for geography and enterprise features. That's why the Ivideon Maps update now allows to automatically geotag the cameras on a built-in Google map. The feature will be useful for enterprise clients with a large number of cameras in the account to save the time manually placing cameras on the map and make camera search more quicker and easier. So I'm giving a screen back to Roman.
Mm-hmm. So this is the map. Now, this is a feature that has existed before, but what we have added here is this functionality for automatic placement of the markers. So as you can see here, we have a marker here and 4 markers here. If we have a system where we have over 1,000 cameras, placing them all manually will take a lot of time. So we've implemented a system where they're placed automatically and the precision is roughly at a town level. So if you want more precision, like we did here, you can still place them manually. Manual placement will override any of the automatic placement that the system has done for you. And any map placements that have been implemented previously by any of our customers will work just the same. There is no break in the workflow. So that is it. Back to you.
Mm-hmm. Great. So let's talk about the Ivideon Player for Web. It has seen its largest update. It's now available in dark theme. Hotkeys were added as well as fast forwarding. So users can now see a video preview when moving the mouse over the timeline. Preview preparation time has been reduced to 1 second. So all the buttons and the timeline can now be hidden, and the timeline can now be enabled in a full screen mode. The archive timeline is now highlighted in 2 different colors depending whether this is cloud storage or local or both. And last but not least, we added a new engine to the web player to choose from. It's called WSMSE and allows to start the videos faster, minimize the lag from a real time, and works more stable in general. Roman, please give us an overview on that player and show us the next feature that allows our users to manage the recording more efficiently. So, I mean, scheduled recording release.
Sure. This is the new player. As you can see, it's dark, but it also is full of new features such as faster timeline scrubbing. So before, if I wanted to get a preview from any of the place on the timeline, I would have to wait up to 5 seconds, and right now it's done in under a second at any point. And also another thing you can see here is that we color code our recordings by where they are stored. So if I with my mouse here, you can see that the local recordings are in pink while the cloud recordings are in teal. So that's a very quick and easy way to see how much local storage do you have versus the cloud storage. And if for whichever reason you decide to move back to the old player, you can do that here very, very easily. So just switch to the old player would do that. Now moving on to the other feature Vera has just mentioned, which is the scheduled recording. If we go to the Manage Cloud Recording menu here, we have 5 different menus, and some of you may remember that there used to be 4 of those, specifically recording activated by detectors and sensors, continuous recording, delayed recording, and recording disabled were all available. And now we actually have scheduled recording added to the system. So if we go in and take a look, this is what it looks like. We have a schedule for a full week. where we can specify certain times a day to be recorded by detectors and sensors, or continuously, or not recorded at all. So if we do not care about anything past 6, we can select it and click recording disabled. If we want continuous recording during the other times of the working week, we can select that and hit continuous recording here. And now what we have here is these hours during these 5 days will be recorded continuously. These hours will be recorded by detectors and sensors, and this will be disabled altogether. Again, very quick and easy to set up, and very useful for our customers.
Yeah, actually, this will definitely save the network bandwidth and ensure convenient storage management. So new recording settings are available on both web and mobile clients. And shall we move further, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now let's talk about the billing. First and foremost, Ivideon has launched a new licensing method. It's now possible to activate cloud services by entering cloud camera license code. Camera license codes can be purchased for the periods of 1, 3 months, or a year and are available for all standard cloud subscription plans. In addition to that, camera license codes can be customized for any cloud retention depths ranging from 1 day to up to 3 years according to your project needs. So if you have a project where 45 days continuous cloud recording is required, we can now issue a license that does just that. Camera cloud licenses will simplify billing for our partners, for you, for resellers. Partners can now order licenses at a trade cost with a reseller discount upfront and sell this to the end users in any currency. The old ways to pay for the services will remain unchanged for all standard cloud subscription plans. You can still activate cloud services by recharging your installer account balance or receive a revenue share from each payment made by your customer directly to Ivideon. We do recommend switching to Ivideon Camera Cloud licenses model, as this is the most transparent way to bill your customers, where the resellers can get their profit straight away rather than waiting for the revenue share amount to build up before this can be withdrawn. The service can now be sold on the markets with any currencies, not only US dollars, or euro, or British pounds. Customized cloud retention plans can only be activated by a camera cloud license. If you delete a camera, you can reuse a code with another camera. For one camera, you need to choose only one service plan. Pay for subscription, each one 3 months or once per year with no hidden cost. All updates and new developments will be available in the interface right after the release. No need to monitor the market. You have access to all new functionality in your account. The number of cameras in the account is unlimited. There is no limitations in the amount of data uploaded to the cloud. Ivideon can support even 4K cameras recording to the cloud 24/7 at no extra cost. The product itself is really easy to handle when you transact to the customer. Roman, please show us how to enable a new pricing plan using a license code. Also, Roman, please give an overview on billing updates.
Sure. So from this main screen, you can click on this menu here on the camera and select pricing plan. And then you will see this button which says I have a license code. You click that, and then you can input your license code, and that is it. It's very quick and easy. There is nothing else that an end user has to do to enable a pricing plan that was delivered to them with a code. Now, if we go to billing, right here, this is all nothing new except for the transaction history here. Now, this lets you see the full history as it's supposed to, but what we also have here, which is new, the filters, which allow you to search for very specific information regarding when you have received any payments or refunds or anything like that. So we have certain preset periods such as month to date, full previous month, full last 30 days, or last 3 months, as you can see here. We can search for events that have happened for a specific camera or cameras, and we can search for a transaction type. So we can search for charges only, or any specific ways of charging, and we can search for refunds or credits or anything like that. So if we go here, we'll see that charges for these cameras were not found because, well, this is our account. So that is it for the billing part. Now, Vera, if you would be so kind as to switch to your presentation with the.
Sure.
Yeah, this is another thing we have to talk about, which is our implementation of the H.265 codec, which is one of our most requested features by customers. We now do have it in our Ivideon Server application. It can connect to H.265 cameras, and you can select H.265 codec on Ivideon Server. Now, full cloud support will be available later this year, but within the Ivideon Server, it's fully available with no issues whatsoever. And yet another feature that we have to talk about here is virtual cameras. So virtual cameras is essentially a way to add any instance such as a video file to Ivideon Server, and then Ivideon Server will be able to handle that video file as a camera, and it will show up in our cloud as a camera, and you will be able to apply any analytics to it. So if you need back testing, back tracing, anything like that, so if you have like a 3-month-old video feed from one of your cameras and you want to see what was the conversion rate back then compared to what it is now, you can do that very easily using that option. And now I believe that is it for that part.
Yeah, actually, if you need to analyze previously recorded videos when Ivideon Analytics was not in action, for example, visitor flow 1 year ago, to compare with current data, this feature is the most cost-effective way to do that. Actually, have you ever received such requests from your customers to analyze the old video recordings? Please share with us in a chat your experience if you have ever received such requests from the customers. Right now, we will talk about another functionality, which is on-premise solutions. As many of you know, Ivideon offers Ivideon Server, Ivideon Client VMS, to be used in situations where both the server and the client applications are located in the same local network with a limited internet access or with no internet at all. On-premise solutions now require a special license, which we call standalone license. That is required for each camera or channel added to Ivideon Server. The license is not limited in time, so the customer only needs to pay once in order to use the software for local viewing. As an added bonus, the license also allows remote access to the live video and local archives from Ivideon client applications for mobile, as well as receiving push notifications for motion detection. The solution would be useful for clients with a large number of cameras at a single location that lacks sufficient internet bandwidth to accommodate cloud recording. Another 3 wonderful releases for our Android and iOS mobile apps. We delivered the following functionality to our users. First of all, this is event search with possibility to filter by date and type. The second one is storage export with management is now available in mobile apps. So you can download videos from cloud storage and share it via messengers or email. The third one is the event archive playback became very fast when clicking. Additionally, apps support camera attachment via QR code scan in order to make the user journey more smooth and convenient. Now, a few more updates related to the hardware. First of all, Ivideon Cloud now supports the relay outputs of DAWA and Hikvision IP cameras that allows you to control any equipment connected to the relay alarm output, such as smart locks and access control solution controllers. This technology is already being used for Ivideon access control with face recognition. Actually, guys, please share with us if any of you are working with access control solutions. If any of you working with DAWA or Hikvision cameras, our technology partners, we'll be happy to know if you have experience with these manufacturers as well. Please share with us in chat. Another update we are ready to share with you is about the wider support of UniView cameras. So please share with us who is working with UniView. It's really interesting to know who has experience with UniView cameras. So we've integrated their EZD and Prime series on a firmware level. So these cameras models have joined a list of firmware integrated cameras and can be connected to Ivideon Cloud directly without using NVR on server. The motion detector settings, PTZ control, and the local archive on SD card support was also added for UniView cameras. That's brilliant. Many of you are waiting for this release, actually. Ivideon Cloud supports thermal events from the body temperature cameras of DAWA and Hikvision. You can now receive push and email notifications every time a person running high temperature is detected by the camera with a corresponding cloud retention period to review such events. The Hikvision license plate recognition camera can be connected directly to the cloud by flashing the firmware update via bridge or Ivideon Server. Please also let us know who is working with license plate recognition systems, if you have experience in these kind of projects with parking lots maybe, or share your experience with us. It's really interesting to learn. Adding Hikvision and DAWA devices to Ivideon Bridge has been simplified dramatically by utilization of DAWA and Hikvision native protocols by default, rather than opting in for OnViv, which offers limited functionality. So, for example, to change device settings remotely that were otherwise only accessible from a web interface in a local network. So, as you could see, our team is doing continuous improvements and enhancements in order to deliver latest and up-to-date technologies to our partners and customers to bring more confidence to you in terms of future projects and partnership with Ivideon. Let's dive into our release plans for upcoming quarters. One of the major development projects we've been working on this year is a new product called Ivideon Control Center. It's based on the Ivideon desktop client that can run on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Let's check what functionality we have already released. You can watch events in layout windows, change event statuses like new, alarm, suspicious, false, add command or description to each event, organize events, maintenance by different operators group, monitor operators activity via reports, receive sound and pop-up notifications on PC. Next release that is roughly estimated to be done next week will include push to talk, auto and manual sequence mode for layout, severity level assignment by operators. And finally, in third quarter, we will release the following functionality: possibility to add floor plan, display events and objects on maps, assign events to operators. Now I'm giving a screen to Roman.
Sure. Let me show you the different application, which is called Ivideon Client, which handles that part of our software package. What you're seeing now is the events window, but let me actually show you how it looks with the layout. Let's say we select any layout and then we go to the events tab. The layout still stays on until we select an event that we want to take a look at. Now, what we can do with this event now, we can change the status to one of three. The current status displayed here is the new event that we haven't handled yet. And it's just a man walking their dog, so we can put it up as false. And we can type our commentary, and we'll have it show up here. And then if we want to add any more without changing the status, we can just click here, or we can change the status by going back here. And another thing we can do, which Vera has mentioned, is we can filter through events. So if I click on this funnel here, it takes me to this little window, which lets me control the time frame of the events shown, the types of events, and event statuses, as well as the cameras. So if I click and select all, and then say I only want to see false alarms, and now a couple of events show up. So that's how this part works right now. We are planning on expanding the features of this specific module greatly. So back to you, Vera.
Okay, great. Another important release to be delivered in second quarter is human detection and auto tracking support. Designed to support new functionalities on Ivideon and Nobelik cameras, it will also allow the same events from third-party devices. Users will be able to set up cloud recording based on human detection events, receive notifications, and switch on auto tracking mode. Altogether, it will help to save bandwidth and time to find the event of interest by reducing false alarms. Next planned release is the Ivideon face blurring module that automatically blurs individuals' faces caught within a camera's field of view in the projects where the people's privacy needs to be protected. Let's move to our next feature that is planned to be released in Q2, Q3, Ivideon Bridge local storage support. Currently, Ivideon Bridge helps to access edge storage on local IPC and video recorders and to stream video to create cloud storage. As Bridge local storage is released, customers will be able to install up to 1 TB hard disk drives or 128 GB SD card into Ivideon Bridge and record streams from connected video channels. It will help to ensure that video was recorded in case of internet failure. Our next update for on-site products in Q2 is the ability to connect to Ivideon Server from a mobile device located in the same network without using the internet. Previously, users were able to connect to the Ivideon server via the Ivideon cloud only. After release, direct local connection can be switched on manually, and with the next update, you will be able to connect it automatically. As for the Q3, except for Ivideon Control Center, we are also planning to release integration with Intel RealSense cameras. Ivideon will support depth maps to measure face liveliness to increase overall face recognition accuracy. Additionally, Ivideon Server will support on-the-air settings change. Now, to make changes, you need to stop Ivideon Server operation, and it affects live streaming and recording. And finally, in Q4, we are planning very important release. H.265 is supported by the majority of modern IPC and video recorders. At first, the infrastructure was not ready to work with H.265. Mobile devices were not powerful enough to decode it. Many browsers didn't support it. Our R&D is working hard to support it on cloud streaming and storage servers, as well as make our web client display H.265 videos. As mentioned on previous slides, we do support it in Ivideon Server and client when running local systems. Stay tuned and follow our updates to be the first to test it. That's all about our roadmap. Please feel free to share your thoughts, feedback, and projects. If you need some features to be available earlier than it's scheduled in our roadmap release, please contact our sales team, and it can potentially help to shorten the development terms or change the priorities in our development plan. We would like to mention that recently we established partnership with NSGate company with their NSBox Cloudy, a perfect technology solution for the protection of large-scale outdoor assets and critical infrastructure, ranging from construction sites, parking lots, warehouses, schools, hotels, sport facilities, bridges, highways. NSBox Cloudy is a complete cloud-based security node that's perfect for construction site security or virtually any outdoor or remote location. Apart from the basic equipment from PoE switch, power supply and battery backup through to IP cameras, the NSBox Cloud includes a hardware bridge to the cloud and industrial 4G LTE cellular router. The enclosure of the node is made of glass, reinforced polyester, and has a protection category of IP66, NEMA4 for dust and water ingress protection. Ruggedized enclosure is resistant to corrosion, chemicals, and some acid environments. It can be installed in a dirty and constantly wet environment. The node can be placed anywhere and acceptable cellular signal can be obtained. No other infrastructure is required on site other than power. If there is no mains power supply, solar powered enclosure can be used. So this receives and analyzes video streams from the connected video cameras and automatically transmit encrypted video and system status information to the data center through the hardware bridge and 4G LTE router. The Cloud VMS provides view live video, search historic video, adjust camera settings, and manage the video footage on your computer or smart device. Notifications can be sent to a monitoring center or directly to security personnel for immediate threat assessment and response. So from here, we are going to turn it over for questions and see what we have in Q&A. Let's see what we have here.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Currently, we have just 3 questions which were answered online. There was a question from Mr. Krishnan that if the subscription can be paid in rupees. As Vera mentioned, that we can sell the reseller a license in United States dollars, and then you can resell it to your customers. We sell it to you with the trade discount, and then you resell it to your customers and charge it in local currency, including Indian rupees, of course. Was another question from Andreas regarding license plate recognition support for Hikvision camera only. We have in plans to move license plate recognition camera completely to the cloud, although they have not been finalized yet. That's why we did not include them today in today's presentation. However, as Mikhail mentioned, that we can also we're looking also for other partners to participate into integration of license plate recognition cameras. And there's another question. Okay, so no, there was no more questions. So,
okay. All right then. Okay. I thought there is a question coming.
Okay, let's wait.
I believe there were additional questions in the chat, but
no, it's all right.
Yeah, please.
There was a question from Ray. Is the Ivideon Faces module and People module requires any additional hardware like server? No, these are fully cloud-based modules. You need just a camera that can be connected directly to the cloud, and you're good to go. I mean, if this Ivideon supported camera on the firmware level, then you connect the camera directly to the cloud. If it's any other camera, third-party IPC, you just use Ivideon Bridge and or Ivideon Server. Okay. Again, from the minimum requirements, Ivideon Cloud doesn't have minimum requirements. You can connect 720p camera, you can connect 4K camera, you can use any FPS, you can use any bitrate as well, as long as your camera allows you to. And so we not limit you with the number of gigabyte of data you're pushing to cloud at all. So you can record 4K camera 24/7, and the price of the license will not change. Okay, and yes, all the features for each license. No, each license require providing these set features. Like each analytical modules requires our separate license at the moment. It might change in the future, but at the moment it is so. And if you have 20 cameras, you're going to need 20 licenses, but you can mix and match. You can have different licenses for different cameras. Like one camera can record for 10 days, just basic motion and sound reports, notifications, and another camera for more critical area can record for 30 days continuously. And the camera at the entrance would have faces license, detecting faces, and camera on the ceiling will have people counting license. So it's very convenient to use. So you don't need to have a universal license for a camera on the ceiling, because it's basically its job will be just to count people. Yeah, great news about UniView support, and all the partners that work with UniView now can actually benefit from that. So firmware update is quite easy to do for D series and prime series of UniView cameras, and the cameras will be fully enabled in the cloud without the need to use the bridge or without the need to use Ivideon Server. There was a question from Peter asking about GPS module integration. In general, answer is it is possible because we offer open API, and we can help you to integrate third-party applications with your projects just using open API. So just without going into the detail, but Peter, contact me or Vera after the call. We can discuss this in detail. Object counting. I think Mikhail was answering these questions. Yeah, it is possible to train the module to count any objects, and this could be discussed. And I think this everyone consider is an answer. Roman is answering as well. Roman, you can vocalize the answer if you want to.
Oh no, I just clicked type answer and then saw that Mikhail was actually answering that. So I guess I didn't recognize that I clicked cancel. So
right, the question from Shaji, working with NSGate. I would like to work with your company on the cloud-based. Who is the person I should get in touch with? It would be me or Vera. And again, just draw us an email. You'll see our emails at the end of the presentation, at the last slide of the presentation. Or yeah, we'll be happy to discuss. Yeah, and we'll obviously we will be following up each and every one registered today, just to get to know you better and what exactly you were interested in when you visited this webinar today. So we're not going to get lost. So we'll be in touch. Right. Do Ivideon support any type of brands of CCTV like Bosch, Axis, Grundig? Yes, it's basically Ivideon is a camera agnostic system. We support 98% of cameras that are on the market, as long as you can get RTSP, Stream, or OnVIF, and you can add this camera to Ivideon Bridge, and you can add this camera to Ivideon Server. So the answer is yes, and in most cases we support analog cameras that are connected to compliant DVRs, where you can get RTSP or OnVIF from the DVR where the analog camera is connected. So it's a good way to upgrade your existing analog camera systems to the cloud, just adding the bridge into the equation. Maximum time for to continue recording at 30. No, Pragnesh, the number of days of cloud retention is up to 3 years. I mean, we have standards licenses for 10 and 30 days that can be purchased out of the box. But if you have a project requiring 45 or 60 days, it is possible, yes. We have, what about intrusion detection? Would there be more coming on this soon? Apart from intrusion detection, I think, Roman, can you tell about, because someone is typing at the moment, just so you have something in mind.
Yeah, Mikhail has been typing for a while. I'm not. So to answer this question is yes, it is something we're working on, and yes, we are planning to include that feature list soon, as well as the features you've mentioned in the other questions. Now, how soon exactly, that I cannot tell you at this moment. What you should do if you're interested is send us an email, and then we can send it over to our dev team.
Okay. And another question from David, the camera license for Ivideon Server available for 1 year only. If we're talking about standalone license, which is on-premise recording, this is a lifetime license. You just purchase it once and you use it for as many years as you want. So it's a single purchase license.
Sure. So we are about to finish our online session. Thanks to all of you for attending the webinar, for asking your brilliant questions. I hope that you enjoyed it. Ivideon team is happy to tell you more about our products, partner program, demo the products to provide you with test trial licenses so you could make a POC with your customers. We will be happy to answer all your questions and learn your feedback on this session and learn what topics we should reveal next time. Oh yeah, we will contact you on this matter as well. So please fill in the questionnaire after we finish the webinar to receive a certificate of participation. Also, you will receive the recording of this session. Our team will send it via email with marketing materials. So we will be glad to see you at our next meeting about the new Ivideon partner program we're gonna launch very soon. And we also invite you to visit our info booth at ICS West show in July in Las Vegas. So stay safe and bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.